Power's the coin folks will kill for. Some will do whatever it takes to get a taste of it, while others will fight tooth and nail just to hang on. They reckon strength and control will set them free, but that's where they're wrong, see? When you chase power like it's your bloody salvation, something dark and sinister starts to stir within you. Slow and subtle, it corrupts your very soul. Before you know it, you've become the monster you once feared, the very thing that kept you awake at night. It's an age-old tale, mate. The story of how the relentless pursuit of power can warp the noblest hearts, turn them into the very demons they despised. I've seen it, time and again. Watched friends turn into the stuff of nightmares. As for me, well, my own magic. It makes me wonder. Every time I use it, I walk a fine line. I can't help but ask myself, when the end comes, will I still recognize the face in the mirror, or will I just be another bloody monster in this world I'm trying to save?
Valentine, don't abuse the books. They might react.
I tell you, Thread, we are chasing zebras again. It's time to call it a night.
Finally, you're done. Let's go out.
No thanks, Thread. I always end up in conversations with tech pixies talking about their favourite screamo bands. It makes me feel all old in my bones.
Come on, Valentine. Where's your sense of adventure? The night is young. You're spending all your time lately in those old spell books. Where'd you even get those?
They're Mum's old spell books. She left them to me. With Sycorax gunning for us, I want to know everything my magic is capable of.
Fine. There's the imps out by the Milky Way. I'll go play poker with them. Just promise me you'll actually go outside and not just read those old books.
I promise, Thread. Pinky swear.
Oh, come on! It's almost quitting time. Valentine Investigations, home of the Zero Day Begone, now in a convenient spray.
Threadripper, this is Nyx. I have no need of sprays.
Nyx, how can we help you?
It's Nyx?
I require assistance from you and Valentine. Please meet me at Sanctuary immediately.
Valentine? I think we have a problem.
I told Nyx those Bordello cat ghosts aren't anything to worry about. Give me the phone. Hey, Nyx, you just need some tune-up.
I need your help, Valentine. We're getting reports of shifters and other magical runaways being targeted by a shifter pack. They're binding them by force to add to their strength.
Come again?
It needs to be stopped.
Ash and hells. How is that even possible?
Pack magic is fluid. It can be channeled in strange directions.
Do we know which one is doing this?
I believe it's the 8th Street Shifters, run by Garrick. As I once was a part of them, it does not seem a stretch from the tactics I've seen them use in the past.
I'll meet you at Sanctuary. Let's come up with a battle plan before we go off half-primed.
I fear it is more complicated. I sent Fiona to ask for her queen's help.
That's smart thinking. The Sirens in Saskatoon may be the only faction that can stand up to the shifters.
Precisely my reasoning, but she's gone missing, and my calls to the Siren faction in Saskatoon have gone unanswered. Kira went in search of her, absolutely distraught.
Say no more. We'll meet you at Sanctuary.
Thank you, Valentine.
Thread, can you grab me the last 2 inspirations from the stash? I'm gonna gather a few spell components.
Wait, you almost never use spell ingredients. I think the last time you tried a scrying spell, you used leftover orange chicken.
It was a very insightful chicken.
Mm-hmm. What about the inspirations?
That's if the other plans don't work. Let's head out. Walls are looking extra crunchy. Nyx is either looking to electrocute Godzilla, or Zero Day's helping out.
I'll go make sure he doesn't go overboard. Be careful, okay? I don't know all the codes around the office yet.
Most of them are 1, 2, 3.
No! Even a number that you think is random can be predicted at some point in time because even randomness is predictable. And so if you start with a 1, then you'll inevitably end with a 0. And that's why you can never end at 0. Oh, heat sink! That reminds me. I'll see you after you do whatever it is you're doing.
I didn't know she could fly that fast.
Nyx called you as well? This is bad, isn't it?
Ever picked a fight with a power-hungry despot who really has a thing for recruiting new packmates, like it or not?
Garrick. He's been on my Yule wish list for years.
Yes, Garrick. Leader of the 8th Street Shifters, known for his brutal methods of enforcing hierarchy and making sure he remains at the top.
Including your exile?
Yes, but this is far worse.
You said he's forcing shifters to bind their magic.
A disgraceful ritual in which a shifter loses their sense of identity and is bound within something akin to a hive mind. Garrick has always been a bully and a tyrant, but this is beyond the pale. I must address this, and you two are, well...
Justified violence and bigger, scarier magic?
I would not have put it so bluntly, but yes. Valentine, Zero Day, and Anne have been reinforcing the wards.
We guessed that one. Threadripper went to help him out.
Savvy and Jesse are getting in touch with Jackie, and they're setting up a citywide network. Any shifters show up with 8th Street magic, and the Fuzzy Militia will send them packing.
We should depart. Are you two ready?
All my forge items, plus a bandolier full of shells.
Next stop, 8th Street.
Nyx extends his void-formed wings and rips a portal into the void. I step behind Risa as the chill of the nether wraps around us. I wonder how she feels, being cut off from her body but so close. Me, I feel the same numbness as when I burned off my first round of Anne's ink. That stillness without her magic flowing around me. Before we can adjust to the chill of the void, we're deposited outside Anne's portal in Saskatoon.
Another sunny day in the void, I see.
Nyx, what happened to Anne's mural? Nyx has dropped us outside of the Odeon nightclub in Saskatoon. There's a mural of Anne, my personal friend and the current avatar of the Inked Goddess. She's covered in tattoos and holding an anchor. But someone's done a number on the painting. They've scratched slashes across her eyes and written "Burn the Inked Goddess" in crimson paint.
I'm going to guess it's someone who doesn't like Anne very much.
She, much like myself, represents something Garrick despises, helping those he deems unworthy.
I so want to try my new relic on him.
I recognize your desire for violence, Risa, but as a former member of his pack, I must make one final attempt to speak with him.
You know he's gonna try and kill you, right?
That's what you two are here for. Valentine, are you all right?
Yeah, fine. Been a while since I travelled with you. Gotta find my portal legs again.
Leading the street magicians must be quite demanding. I hope you're not missing anything crucial back in Queen City.
Jackie's got it under control. Honestly, she's probably better at it than me.
Don't sell yourself short. You possess a certain scruffy grace.
Oh, Nyx, I knew you occasionally came to those meetings.
Less talking, more fighting.
You right there, Risa?
I apologize, Risa. Let us be off.
The 8th Street Shifter Bar is our next stop. It's usually a busy place in the evening, even in the parking lot. There's always a gang of shifters hanging out, sharing a smoke and laughing with each other. Tonight, it's a different scene. Several shifters, their eyes distant and vacant, circle the establishment as if caught in a trance. Flickering neon bathes their dead faces. Guess it's zombie night at the Shifter Watering Hole.
This is the worst shifter bar I've ever been to, and I haven't even set foot inside yet.
This ain't unnerving at all.
Let us go inside and see what's going on.
Agreed. Reza, you with us?
Huh? Yeah, I'm good. Must be a bad burrito.
Ah, Ronaldo. Let us pass.
Outcasts are not allowed. You know the rules, Nix.
Are you sure about that? We are going in. Do not cause us any trouble.
Not paid enough to deal with that.
Valentine, something is wrong with Reza.
Yeah, she's starting to lurch like the shifters outside.
Reza, focus!
Trying. Something's calling to my ferret form. It hurts, like something's trying to tug me apart from the inside.
Hold this ring and run your thumb along the engraving. Tell me the words you see.
In thee, my choice, I do rejoice.
Again.
In thee, my choice, I do rejoice. In thee, my choice, I do rejoice. Ugh. I feel like myself again.
You're holding a posy ring. The words in the inscription bring you to a place of balance. Someone I love gave this ring to me.
Oh, I am going to pull Garrick's tongue out through an orifice that is in his mouth.
We enter the main area of the bar. I get an eyeful of the shifter known as Garrick. He's a big one, towering over Nix and likely enough to give Flack a run for the biggest badass in the room. His eyes seem to glower over me before focusing on Reza and then Nix.
Look what comes to grace me with their presence. The janitor of Sanctuary, lush and spare parts.
Queen City Supernatural send their regards, mate.
Valentine!
Nix, my old friend and pack-mate, what brings you to my domain?
Garrick, you stand accused of binding shifters against their will, hunting other magical denizens, and exiling them from the city. I demand you stand trial before the other supernatural factions.
Trial? Nix, my dear, what other factions? The Sirens scattered when we demonstrated our power. Tech pixies, vamps, and goblins know my numbers are enough to threaten their own stand-ins. They're happier to grovel than become kibble. Unlike you, apparently.
Garrick, you've gathered every powerful shifter and exiled those you deem weak. Why this madness?
Madness, Nix, is called evolution. Strength defines our kind and separates the alpha from the pups. Those who can't keep up are a burden, a dead weight we can't afford. I'm creating a pack that can conquer anything.
By tearing our community apart? By enslaving minds and breaking the bonds of loyalty? This isn't the way, Garrick.
Nix, you've always been too sentimental. The world is changing, and we must adapt or perish. Survival of the fittest. Remember?
Mate, what did you do to the Sirens?
The march of progress holds no favorites, Valentine. The Sirens simply weren't enough to hold their ground before us.
We're starting to look a little surrounded, guys.
Now, you three dared to enter my home without paying tribute?
Valentine, I believe it's time we go.
Yeah, one problem, mate. The exit's covered.
Leaving so soon, without even a word of explanation? That's not how things work here, my friends.
That's your failing, Garrick. You only ever saw what your paws could grab. Drom vasha maro drom.
Before I can mutter the first syllable of a spell or Reza can raise her shotgun, Nyx's portal opens up underneath us. We go tumbling, foot over tea kettle, through the void this time. I swear I just saw a sloth shifter wave at me before we tumbled back into the world. Never a smooth ride, always a bumpy landing.
Reza?
You two landed on me.
Nyx and I get up and let Reza dust herself off. We're in the Odeon nightclub, former headquarters of the Sirens in Saskatoon. We were here only a year back when it was full of music and life. Now it's in full disrepair, with chairs on the tables and dust everywhere. But it doesn't quite feel empty. There's a sense of magic still here, like a glimmer in the corner of my eye.
Is this the Odeon? Looks a bit deserted.
This place has seen better days, hasn't it?
Indeed, it's a shadow of what it once was. But where are the Sirens? This place should be bustling with their voices.
It's like they've all just vanished. This doesn't feel right.
We need to find Granwell.
Something terrible has happened here.
Hello? A little quiet here for my liking.
Do you hear that, Valentine?
If you're counting the ring in my ears from the fall through the void, yes. Otherwise, it's quiet.
Exactly.
Even the coat check girl's gone. I like that coat check girl.
It's hard to have a coat check girl if there's nobody bringing in their coats.
Granwell, I mean, your ladyship. I love what you've done with the place, but now we're kind of needing your help putting some shifters in a really big corner.
Valentine, the Sirens are scattered, Fiona is gone, and Kira has vanished without a trace.
Wait, what?
But, Granville, we can't let the shifters run rampant. We need to stand together for the safety of all magical denizens.
Perhaps Valentine should have thought more of our safety before he changed the balance of power in our city. The Sirens became a target the instant you vanished back to the Queen's City. The moment I followed to assist and try and change things. The point of wielding such power is to protect, not to enforce a law you can't uphold once you return.
We won't leave the Sirens defenseless. I'll get Flack to send some muscle up for you.
The alpha of a pack you chose to part with? I've made my decision. All of you, leave.
Everybody stop! What do you mean, Fiona is gone?
I mean gone. Dead. Yes, just stand there with your gobsmacked faces. She was the best of us, and no sad eyes or condolences will bring her back. So just don't.
Granwell, we're here because we believe that together we can face this threat. The shifters are gathering strength, and their power is growing. Fiona never stood idly by when there was a fight to protect those she loved. We need to...
Valentine, you're not listening. Fiona's fate is on my hands as well. When you vanished, that pack saw their chance to strike at us. I couldn't protect her, and now she's gone. I can't protect any of them.
Granville, we all carry the weight of our choices, but we can't change the past. We can, however, shape the future. We need your wisdom and the strength of the Sirens to stand against the shifters.
I know you mean well, but the Sirens are no longer a united front. We're scattered, and fear runs deep. I can't ask my people to risk their lives.
We're not asking you to order them into battle, but to help us find a way. Together, we can find a solution to this crisis. Abandoning the city to the shifters is not an option.
You ask too much when I've nothing left to give. I need time to mourn Fiona and search for Kira. I can't make any decisions now until I at least know she's safe. Please, leave me to my grief. I will not ask you again.
We'll go. Thank you for your time, Queen of the Sirens.
Fiona! That son of a wombat! Ah! Ugh! Ah!
This is not good. Do you think we can call up the Queen City Supernaturals to aid us?
Fiona.
Valentine!
Sorry, Nix. I get we're playing with high stakes here.
We can't change what is done, my friend. We can make things right in the present. Let's honor Fiona by doing what she always believed in. Fighting for those who can't fight for themselves.
Oh, you're right. Thanks, Nix. No, I don't see reinforcements coming from the Queen City. Jackie knows we can't call on the street magicians. Flack, maybe. Reza?
He won't pick a fight. I've brought up Garrick in the past and said some shifters need to go on the ground, with several holes they didn't start their day with.
We are on our own. I fear this may be a lost cause, my friend.
And where the hell's is the Hound? Their role is to call out the Alpha if they start to act like this. They are the strongest font of magic to the Alpha. They keep the playing field even.
That's a good question. Nix, you mentioned she was some kind of warrior lineage?
Freya. She was more than just a talented warrior. She was a force to be reckoned with. Hailing from a line of skilled fighters, she had honed her combat skills to perfection. Freya was a fierce and unyielding presence on the battlefield, often standing toe-to-toe with Garrick himself. She vanished before my exile, but if anyone could stop Garrick, it would be her.
Wait, skilled fighters? Feline shifter. No way. She's a Hellcat?
Yes, why do you ask?
I know where we could find her. Lucha wrestling.
You know what? I have no words. Let's go see a wrestling match with shifters.
Yes, this is exactly where she'll be. I can't believe I didn't think of it. Keep your eyes out for Freya, friends. She will be a tall woman of impressively muscular physique.
And sometimes she wears a cat-themed mask.
Indeed she does. How did you guess?
She's in the ring. About to pound the stuffing out of some poor blighter.
I pity that blighter.
She's good. What a show, isn't it?
Freya's always had a flair for drama in the ring. One-on-one, she truly shines.
How do we get her attention?
Guys, she's looking right at us.
This is gonna hurt! Freya's about to perform her signature move, Feline Fury!
Freya leaps onto the turnbuckle, ready to unleash a world of pain. She waits for the perfect moment, then launches herself high into the air, performing a graceful somersault that lands squarely on her opponent with her knees, pinning them to the mat. As she strikes, a phantom image of a fierce cat briefly flares up around her, adding an eerie and electrifying effect to her powerful move. The crowd roars.
And continuing her undefeated string, Freya the Felina Fiera!
That would be the former Hound of the 8th Street Shifters, who's leaving the ring and walking towards us.
We need to talk. Now.
You have been listening to The Graveyard Tapes, 8th Street Reckoning, Part 1, featuring Chase Hunter as Valentine, Rick the Whitebird as Threadripper and Granwell, Rue Dickey as Nyx, Caitlin Sinnott as Riza, Emily Anderson as Ronaldo and announcer, Brian Hurdlow as Garrick, and Angela Dumoulin as Freya.